Hey everybody, it's Matt from the house, and we're gonna climb the ladder for the Capita All Mountain Series for the 21-22 season. Let's check this out. All right, start off at 450, we got a killer all mountain board, the Outer Space Living. This one's been in the lineup for a long time. Great for that intermediate, even getting into advanced rider. Even some of the beginners, if you catch on real quick, this is actually a really good board for you. But again, right flex, right smack dab in the middle, not too poppy, not too crazy, jumpy on you, but it doesn't feel dead. We've got those Kevlar struts underneath your feet too that are basically giving you that extra spring, pop, and most importantly, give you that stability. So, if you are a seasoned rider, you're gonna benefit from that stability when you're hitting big jumps, but also if you're just learning and you're just starting to hit jumps too, that extra stability can actually can make or break your day as to whether you're gonna, eat it or whether the board's gonna wanna set you back down and keep you riding the rest of the day. All right, next up at 500, we've got the DOA. This is probably one of the best-selling boards ever, not just from Capita, but from all the companies. It's one we sell out of pretty much every single year. It's one of the first boards we sell out of. But for that extra couple bucks in this one, we're actually getting their new blaster core. It's a lighter, snappier core. We're also getting the Fortress wrap sidewall. So it's actually a Kevlar wrap sidewall that not only makes the board more durable, but it's actually helping the board dig in a little bit harder when you get into some of those harder, icier conditions. And then we're also running Kevlar carbon completely through the board, pretty much from tip to tail, so you're getting that extra stability, spring, and pop through the entire board. But again, award-winning board every single year, twin tip, all mountain annihilator. Okay, so at 530, we're jumping up to an asymmetrical board. So this thing actually has no nose or tail, but it actually does have a toe side and heel side carve. Basically, the side cuts are a little different, and the shape of the board's a little different. It's helping you carve on your heel side edge, because it is. It's easier to get on your toe side edge. It's harder to get all your weight on your heel side edge, so it's giving you that advantage. But in addition to that, for the couple extra bucks, we're actually doing a lighter weight core in this thing, and we're doing some flax boosters in the board to give it extra spring and pop, and it's pretty incredible how light this board is. This is one of those boards where when you pick it up off the wall, you kind of go, ooh, and you feel really strong for a second. But again, something you can ride in the park and you can ride the entire mountain with. You're probably not gonna spend too much time in the powder, but if you find yourself in some deep stuff, it actually is gonna hold its own. All right, coming in at 550, we've got the Indoor Survival. So this board's been in the lineup, and it always was kind of like a little less expensive board, but the shape of it was so good, it actually had some potential to be more, and Capita has actually souped it up. So for this year, we actually have got a directional twin version, so it's gonna be a little bit more versatile board. Also, we're doing a super light core and a titanium rod that's actually going from tip to tail on the board, literally a piece of titanium. So it's not crazy stiff, but it is sturdying up the board considerably, adding tons of spring, tons of pop, and it's actually taking the Indoor Survival from more of a beginner intermediate style board up to that intermediate advanced board that's actually gonna rule in the powder, and you can still have an insane day in the park. Okay, next up at 600, we've got the Mercury. So we're starting to get into some of those more aggressive boards. You're gonna wanna be a little bit more of an advanced rider, something that's gonna have more zing, more snap, more pop to it. And that's exactly what the Mercury's got. We've got the Panda Core, which actually has bamboo boosters laid in with the core. So in addition to the regular wood, they're laying in that bamboo, which is not only strengthening the board, but it's up here in the tips of the board too, so it's adding stability. If you land a little heavy on the front or on the back, instead of the board flexing out and washing out on you, it's actually gonna set you down, so it's gonna give you that extra stability. And then in addition to that, we actually have these Amplitech Boosters. So they're basically these that go pretty much from right about here in the bindings all the way up to the nose. So they're basically helping to give you more spring, more pop, but by bringing them in a V and making them a little thinner through the middle, it actually allows the board to have a little bit softer flex torsionally, which means in and out of your turns, it's gonna feel really smooth, but it's not gonna feel dead. You're actually gonna have the liveliness of a stiff board and the smoothness of a softer board. But again, one board that can absolutely ride everywhere in the mountain, and it can ride it fast and hard. All right, and if the DOA wasn't amazing enough, Kappa's had it out for long enough that they actually have some people that said, I've been riding the DOA, but maybe I want something a little bit more. So that's where the Super DOA comes into play. So the Super DOA is basically the Defenders of Awesome board, but we're souping it up like crazy. We're doing a thermopolymer hover core, which actually has sections of it that are basically made out of recycled bottles. So it's actually keeping the board torsionally soft, so it has a nice easy feel, but it still has that lively zing that you need. It's kind of the best of both worlds between a soft board and a stiff board. We're also doing the super carbon in this thing that's running tip to tail for unbelievable spring, pop, and stability. And then we're also doing those Kevlar wrapped sidewalls and the crazy fast base. So if you've been riding this DOA for a while and you want something that's kind of like the step up from there, or if you just want an all mountain board that you can charge hard, ride fast on, the Super DOA is your answer at 700. All right, now we're jumping up to 750 at the Mega Merc. This is actually one of my favorite boards. I was able to ride this thing and test it out at the end of the season last year, and wow, it is a crazy aggressive board, super springy, super poppy. We're basically taking the Mercury, which is already a high-end board, and making an even souped up, higher-end version of it. So we're doing that thermopolymer core, so we're getting that lightweight but crazy durable feel. We're also adding the Mega Carbon, and this thing has got big strips of carbon running through the whole thing, tip to tail. And basically, if you just want one board that rides everywhere and you ride hard all the time, like you're always going as fast as you can and carving as hard as you can, but you want that board that can, send it in the park and can also float around in the deep stuff, then the Mega Merc is definitely your board. All right, thanks for checking out the Capita All Mountain Ladder for the 21-22 season. Obviously, you can see if you spend more, you get more. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's better, but you do get those extra things to give you more pop, spring, stability, quickness, based on you and your riding style. But again, leave some comments down below if you've got any questions. We're there every single day trying to answer those questions to get you into the best gear possible for you and your riding style. Also make sure you like, subscribe, definitely get that bell on too so you can find out when all the new videos drop. And yeah, no matter what kind of all mountain rider you are, you like that easier, smoother ride, or you want that super aggressive feel, grab yourself a Capita board and get out and ride, because any day riding is a good day riding.
Love this movement, so I'm known to bust all the laughs. I taught the part, but sometimes over gas. You sport the brand, but don't show love for acts. But when we blow the comeback, that's a fact. It's like, please.